Special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Security204 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the IS-2 model 1944. The tank family was a series of heavy tanks developed as a successor to the Cayde series by the Soviet Union during World War II. The IS acronym is the initialism of Joseph Stalin. The heavy tanks were designed with thick armor to counter German 88mm guns and carried a main gun capable of defeating Panzer IV tanks. They were mainly designed as breakthrough tanks, firing a heavy, high-explosive shell that was useful against entrenchments and bunkers. The IS-2 went into service in April 1944 and was used as a spearhead by the Red Army in the final stage of the Battle of Berlin. The IS-3 served on the Chinese-Soviet border, the Hungarian Revolution, the Prague Spring, and both sides of the Six-Day War. The series eventually accumulated to the T-10 heavy tank. So yeah, the IS-2 tank here, a very iconic heavy tank from World War II in the Soviet Union. The version we have here in front of us is kind of up in the tanks that we famously see basically participating in Berlin. Has a lot of the white striping all across the turret of the tank and everything like that. But yeah, these tanks played a pretty major part in the Berlin campaign, despite them really only coming into play in late 1943 and into 1944 and onward. So these tanks weren't major players in the war, but they definitely were pretty fearsome and really powerful tanks for what they were. The IS-2 was also the most produced vehicle of the IS series, coming in with about almost 4,000 of these built. So yeah, pretty interesting vehicle and a nice redesign compared to our last one, which is severely outdated, one could say. And so yeah, nice to come back, revisit it, and get a new design out there for you guys. Before we go and take a look at the vehicle, I want to go and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle or request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel and is very greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out, again, if you're interested. With that though, let's go and dive in here to take a look at the tank more in detail and more in depth and see exactly what we're going ahead and building. So obviously, as I mentioned, this tank here is done up in kind of like the Berlin tank scheme here. So it's got the white stripes, basically white across the front, across the top here, and the white stripes are on the side of the turret. Kind of adds some nice color to the tank and kind of makes it stand out, and I just love the look of it. Pretty much all my IS-2s I've done in the past have always had this kind of marking, so I definitely like it, and decided to keep that as kind of, you know, continuation of that line. We have obviously the main gun here, which, if I remember correctly, was about 120. I don't want to say it was 120 millimeter. It was a big gun either way. Very large gun for this tank. Obviously, we have the whole chassis here, track system, all that fun stuff. The whole back engine bay and all that stuff. Lots of great detail all the way around the tank, and this thing is just a absolute massive tank. Keep it up with World War II heavy tanks, that's for sure. But anyways, that's it for this overview. Let's go ahead and really just dive into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layers, we have layers 0 through 1. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down another brick slab like so. And then going forward from it, we're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs like this, and then 2 nether brick top slabs coming out the back of those stairs. After that's done, we're going to go and then place down another brick block in the ground like so. After this, we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes with their bottoms basically to each other like that, and then a lever coming off this side facing forward like so. We then want to place down another row of 2 of nether brick blocks in the ground. Again, our 2 green shulker boxes on their sides, and again a lever here on the side of that shulker box. And we're just going to go ahead and keep repeating this pattern until we have a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 more of these road wheels built. So again, I'm going to go ahead and build the next 4. And it's just doing the same thing all the way along the side here, like so. And you can see after we're done here, we have 6 of our road wheels in total, built like this, going all the way along the side here. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves dark oak wood buttons, and place down dark oak wood buttons here on the edges here of the shulker boxes. If you're on Java Edition, we can go ahead and also place down an item frame in the same block space as that button, and in that item frame we can go ahead and place down a green terracotta block. This right here is kind of an optional feature, as if you are on bedrock, you're not able to place down an item frame and button in the same block space. So if that's the case, then just go ahead and disregard the item frame or the button, whichever you prefer, and place down just the item frame or just the button. Again, kind of personal preference, wherever you think would look better. After that, we're going to then place down a row 2 of nether brick slabs, and then we're going to place down a row 2 of nether brick top slabs, like that, going across. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak with top slabs over, and then going back up here to the front, we're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak with top slabs over from this these nether brick stairs here. A zombie head here on the 2 slabs to the sides there, and we're going to then take dark oak with top slabs and run down the center here of the tank, basically filling this whole space in between those rows of 3, like so. And then after we get to this point here, we're just going to be going ahead and replicating the same design we did for the tracks, just over here to this side. So I'm going to go ahead and build this kind of more quickly here, as I've already explained the other side in good detail. If you need to, you can pause the video, slow the video down, or just go ahead and build along if you're able to keep up. But just know it's the same thing on both sides here for the track system, so there isn't anything different at all. So if there's any confusion, just go ahead and refer to the other side and you'll be able to build it, no problem. So we have our 6 road wheels here constructed, and then at this point we're going to place down our levers on the sides here, these ones, going back up to the front, nether brick slab, our 2 nether brick stairs, our nether brick block here underneath this lever here, and our 2 nether brick top slabs come out the back of the stairs. We then want to take dark oak buttons, place them on the sides here of these blocks, then item frames in those on the side of the shulker boxes, and then green terracotta blocks in those item frames, like that. And after that's all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer 0 and 1. Looking at it from above, this is what we should have for the top-down view. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs on top of these 2 top slabs here, 2 both sides. We're going to then take our green shulker boxes and place down 2 shulker boxes back to back behind these nether brick stairs. And then after we have that done, we just want to go ahead and take our green terracotta and we're going to place down a row 3, going across between those shulker boxes. We're going to follow this up and place down a dark oak wood corner stair, coming off this stair here, same thing over here, and a dark oak wood slab there in the middle. After that, we're going to go and then take our nether brick top slabs, going along the side here. We're going to place down 1 and 2 nether brick top slabs, followed by a dark oak wood top slab, then 1, 2, 3 nether brick top slabs, dark oak wood top slab, 1, 2, 3 nether brick top slabs, dark oak wood top slab, and then a nether brick top slab here on the end. We're going to go ahead and go over to this side and do the same thing. So we have 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, or 1. And then we're going to take our green terracotta, just place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, and then a green shulker box, 2 both sides, and a dark oak wood button come out the side of those shulker boxes. We can then go to the inside here of the tank, and we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and grab ourselves mossy cobblestone walls. And on top of each one of these shulker boxes, we're going to go ahead and place down a mossy cobblestone wall. So same thing here on both sides. And then basically on top of each one of these levers, so between the mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to go ahead and place down green terracotta. Going all the way along the side here, and same thing over here. Once that's done, we can go and then just fill the inside in with green terracotta to completely close off the inside. You can leave some space open if you do want to do an interior, but for this build, we're just going to go ahead and fill this in completely solid, as we will not be doing an interior for this build. So basically with that all filled in, that's what it should look like from the top-down view so far. Going ahead and continuing on the sides here, we also want to go and grab item frames. We're going to place down item frames on the sides of these dark oak with top slabs, followed by a green terracotta block in those item frames. Now, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and then take a dark oak sign and place a dark oak sign on the side of the slab as well as the item frame. If you're on Bedrock, I recommend just going ahead and placing down the item frames and disregarding the signs. Up here in the front, we're also going to place down a item frame, green terracotta block, and a dark oak button. So just like we did for these wheels, if you're on Bedrock, pick and choose which one you'd rather have, the button or the item frame. And on Java, you can obviously go ahead and do both. And we're just going to go ahead and go over the other side here, and we're going to do the same exact thing. So just like this, all the way down. And then our dark oak sign, like so. Same thing here. And same thing right there. And then with that done, we want to go and then place down 2 nether brick stairs. Like that, going across the back there. And then we want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta between those stairs. After that, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of dark oak upstairs stairs across those green terracotta blocks. And 2 dark oak stairs here to both sides like that. After that's all done, last thing to do is something I forgot to do from the previous layer, is we actually do want to place down 2 zombie heads coming off these 2 dark ochre top slabs on both sides there. And once we have that all complete there, that's going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 2. And with that, we're going to be going ahead and moving into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and take green carpet, and we're going to place it down on top of these 2 nether brick stairs here. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a lever on these 2 green shulker boxes facing toward each other, and this will be the same thing on both sides here. If you do want to add like a little bit of extra gear and cargo mounted onto the side of the vehicle, we can go ahead and, instead of placing down a second lever here on the left side, we can place down a birchwood slab instead, and then we can place down our 2 stripped birchwood logs back, and then another birchwood slab. And we can also use some birchwood signs here, just to add a little bit more detail here to this extra cargo mounted on the side. As you can see, I went ahead and put it on one side of the tank and not the other. I prefer kind of keeping those different from each other, a little bit uneven, preferably. But again, you can kind of modify that to whatever you feel looks best, and kind of add your own cargo and stuff like that on. But again, if you don't want to add the cargo, you can just go ahead and do what we're going to do on the right side, just over here to the left side. Anyways, once we get to this point here, we would then want to go and go to the center. We're going to place down a dark oak slab, or dark oak stair there, slab on both sides of the stair, item frame coming off that stair, and then in that item frame, we're going to place down a black concrete block and a dark oak sign. We're going to go then place down an item frame here coming off that slab, and we're going to then follow it up and place down a snowball in that item frame like that. Once that's all complete there, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across behind those blocks there. And we then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence gate that's going to be coming off the green terracotta to the left side here, and then over to the right side. We're going to be going ahead and placing down 2 dark oak trapdoors in this space, and also a dark oak trapdoor here next to this slab. We're going to then also grab ourselves a chain, and coming off of this slab here, we're going to place down a chain that goes back like that for the whole mounted machine gun. And we then want to grab a zombie head, and we're going to place down a zombie head here on top of that nether brick slab to the side of it. Once we get to this point, we're going to place down another 2 rows of 3 of green terracotta going across the center here. And then to the sides, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls. So just like that. Over here on the right side, we're just going to go ahead and place down a row of 2 of dark oak trapdoors. So 1 and 2. And then over here on the left side, we're just going to place down our 1 trapdoor after the slab, if you did include this extra cargo here. At this point here, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to go do a row of 5 across, followed by a second row of 5 after, a third row, and we're going to go and stop there for right now. On the left side, again, we can go and do some more cargo by simply going ahead and placing down 2 spruce wood slabs here, and some spruce wood signs there on the side. And we can go ahead and then grab ourselves a lever, and place down a lever here on top of the slab. And over here, same thing, 1, 2 dark oak slabs back, and another lever directly on top of that dark oak top slab. At this point here, we can go ahead and then place down a green terracotta block to both sides. Grab our green shulker boxes. We can go and then place down a row of 3 of green shulker boxes between those slabs. We're going to then place down a green terracotta block here, or a green shulker box in the center here, followed by a green terracotta block to both sides. At this point here, we're going to go ahead and also grab ourselves a black concrete block. And to the outsides here, we're going to place down a black concrete block like that. After that's done, we're going to then place down 2 more black concrete blocks back on the sides there. And down the center here, 2 more green shulker boxes, and then 2 green terracotta blocks to the sides there between the shulker boxes and the green, or in the black concrete. After that's done, we're going to then place down 2 rows of 5 of green terracotta, going all the way across the back here. And then to the sides of the vehicle, we're going to take green shulker boxes and trapdoors. After the lever here, we're going to place down a trapdoor to both sides, and then we're going to then take our green shulker boxes and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can go and then take our stone buttons, and we're going to place down stone buttons, wrap around the ones on the side, and the one there in the middle. Same thing over here, to both sides there. On the back here, we're going to go then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, coming off these shulker boxes here to both sides, a dark oak wood stair to both sides, and then we're going to place down a row of 2 of spruce wood stairs across the middle between those dark oak wood stairs. And after we have that all done, we're going to then place down a item frame, which will be coming off of these trapdoors to both sides, red stained glass pane in those item frames, and a dark oak sign that will be coming off those trapdoors like so. And also, we're going to go and place down an item frame coming off those 2 spruce wood stairs, tripwire hooks that are rotated so that they're facing downwards, and then green carpet across the dark oak wood upside down stairs. And once we have that all done there, that is going to pretty much complete what we have there for layer 3. Take a look at it from the top down view. This is what we should have so far. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we moved into layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a green terracotta block here, and then one more out to both sides. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, dark oak wood upside down corner stair here to both sides, and we then want to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to be on top of this dark oak wood fence gate here on the left side. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides like that, coming off those green terracotta blocks, and then another dark oak wood upside down stair going back from those stairs. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood sign on the face here of the stair, right here, and then just a row 3 of green terracotta across between the backs of the stairs. We're going to then place down a row of 5 of green terracotta across, this time with a dark oak wood trapdoor on both ends of this row of 5. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, a dark oak wood upside down stair here to both sides, and then another row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a dark oak wood upside down stair to both sides like that. And actually in between these stairs, instead of a row of 3 of green terracotta, it's actually going to be a row of 3 of upside down dark oak wood stairs like that, so these ones on the end here are turned into corner stairs. And we're going to go then take our dark oak wood top slabs and just do a row of 3 across the back there. Also on the side of these corner stairs here, after the dark oak wood trapdoor, we are going to place down a dark oak wood sign to both sides. So like that. And we then want to take our rails, we're going to place down 2 rails here on top of the black concrete blocks. We're going to go then take our dark oak wood buttons, we're going to place down a dark oak wood button here on top of this green terracotta block. And we're going to then place down a redstone repeater on top of the one back from it, notches spread apart like so. And another dark oak wood button right here. We're also going to place down a dark oak wood button here, and then 2 stone buttons there to the sides there of it. After that, we want to go then place down 2 nether brick slabs here in the center, and then go into the sides. We're going to place down 2 daylight detectors, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors coming off the daylight detectors. So just like that. And after that's all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. And actually one thing we are going to add on to the front here is a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off that middle upside down dark oak wood stair. Anyways, after that, taking a look at it from the top down view, this is what we should have with layer 4 complete. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and grab ourselves some smooth quartz, and we want to go and start off by placing down a row of 3 of smooth quartz full blocks across those upside down stairs there in the front. We're going to go then place down a tripwire hook to both ends of those blocks like that. And then coming off the front here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair, and then a zombie head here to both sides of the stair. Coming off the stair further, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 dark oak wood slabs forward. We can go ahead and then grab some polished blackstone slabs, and we can go ahead and then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 polished blackstone top slabs going toward regular slabs going toward the front. Dark oak wood trapdoors on the bottom 2, and then dark oak wood signs on the sides here of those 2 end slabs. And we want to go and then grab ourselves our item frames. We're going to place down an item frame here on the end. In that item frame, we're going to place down a black concrete block. And again, if you're on Java, we can place a dark oak wood sign on the side of the slab as well to go ahead and make our muzzle break there on the end of the gun. After that's done, we're going to go then also place down a chain that's going to be coming off this zombie head here over on the right side for the coaxial machine gun. We then want to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a brick wall to both sides. After that, we want to go and then take our direct walls, and we're going to go 2 direct walls back on the sides here. And we're just going to go ahead and then actually replace the middle block in this row of 3 of green terracotta with a smooth quartz block. We're going to then go back 1 and 2 more smooth quartz blocks, and then 2 green terracotta blocks to the sides there between the quartz and the walls. At this point here, we're going to go then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair, and this right here will basically just be an air smooth quartz block in the middle and an air green terracotta block to both sides. And we're going to then place down an air quartz stair going back on the sides, and then another smooth quartz block in the center, and an air green terracotta block to both sides. On the back here, we're going to go ahead and place down a what is going to be a green shulker box on its side like so, and then we're going to place down 2 smooth quartz stairs over from it. Now coming off this shulker box, we are going to place down a chain for the rear mounted machine gun, and then go ahead and grab ourselves some zombie heads and some end rods here. We're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head which will be on the side of this stair and also the side of this wall, and then an end rod connecting them, and then also on the side of the shulker box here. And then over here on this side, it's going to be the same thing. So a zombie head here, end rod, and then a zombie head here coming up that stair. And after we have that all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for that layer, just making sure we didn't miss anything. And that does appear to be pretty much all we need to do for it. Take a look from the top down. This is what we should have for layer 5 with that all complete. And from this point here, we're just going to be going ahead and moving into our final layers, which should be about layers 6 through 10. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer. We'll be going ahead and moving into layers 6 through 10. These layers here are just going to wrap up the final details on top of the turret, and with that pretty much complete our build. So to begin with, we're going to place down a row of 3 of daylight detectors across, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall here to the left side, and then a flower pot that's going to be over there to the right side, like so. After that is all complete there, we then want to place down another daylight detector here in the center, and we're going to then place down a redstone repeater to the side here with the notches spread apart like so. We're going to go then place down a skeleton skull at about a 45-degree angle here in this corner, regular skeleton skull, and then another 45-degree angle skeleton skull. And then we're going to place down a spruce wood stair coming off this middle skeleton skull. Coming off of it, we're going to place down an item frame, and then in that item frame, we want to go and place down a black bed like this and rotate it so the black is sticking upwards like so. We're also going to go ahead and place down a zombie head that is going to be on this green terracotta block here, and then also a zombie head on top of this smooth quartz stair, just like that. At this point here, we then want to go ahead and also place down a spruce wood trapdoor on top of this green terracotta block there, directly after the redstone comparator. Now at this point, we're going to go and grab some dark oak wood fence post and some iron bars. We're going to place down a fence post that's going to be on top of this direct wall over here to the left side, and then we're going to go with 4 iron bars like that for the radio antenna. After we have that done, we're going to be going ahead and now moving into our machine gun. So our machine gun here does consist of quite a few little blocks here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of them we'll need, and we'll go ahead and get started with this. Now for the machine gun here, pretty simple. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of the stair and a dark oak wood sign on the side of it. We then also want to place down a zombie head here after this spruce stair right there in that location like that for the commander's cupola. Or I should say the gunners. But after that, we're going to then place down a polished blackstone upside down stair on top of it. We're going to then use a technique of placing down a string. So grab a string wherever we could find that. There we go. We're going to place down a string that's going to be coming off this wall. Now after that string, we can go ahead and then grab an anvil, and we can place down an anvil right there coming off of it. We're going to go then grab a polished andesite top slab and place it coming off the anvil. And we then want to follow this up by placing down a end rod. And then coming off the end rod, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull. And there is going to kind of make the main body there for the gun. Now on the sides here, we're going to place down an item frame with a green terracotta block in the item frame. This is going to be on both sides here of this stair right here. So just like that, and dark oak wood signs on the side of the item frames, if you're able to as well. We're going to go then place down an item frame that goes forward on the left, or sorry, I should say the right side of the gun. So looking at it from where it's facing, the right side here, and in that item frame there is going to be a black bed. The black bed's going to be rotated so the pillow is facing forwards, and a dark oak wood sign on the side there as well. We then also want to place down a dark oak wood top slab here on the side of the polished andesite top slab, and over here on this side also on the side of this top slab. Next to the anvil here, we're going to place down a green shulker box coming off of it, followed by a powered rail on top of the shulker box. And we then want to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of this anvil. After that, a stone button on top of this top slab here, and then we're going to place down a zombie head on top of this polished black stone upside down stair. And then lastly, we're just going to go ahead and grab ourselves a spruce wood fence gate and place it down, come off the stair, opened up toward the back there like that for the mounted machine gun up on top there. And after that's all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for the IS-2 model 1944 heavy tank. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This could be anything from a sound build, link to my channel, or this video if this doesn't bring your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that though, again, big special thanks to Patreon supporter Owen Brost for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page, link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2.4, and I'll see you guys next time.